Yes. Thank you. Now, it is a great pleasure and honor for me to introduce you to our speaker for this afternoon. And I would like to introduce her from my personal interaction with her. And it gives me a great pleasure to introduce this because I first knew her when she attended Meta-NLP, the training that I conducted. And then after that, she attended APG and she attended Meta Masters when Michael Hall was conducting it in Manila, right? So we were there together in Manila. And then she attended the NSTT in Bali in 2019. So to me, it is, I'll use the word, a sense of pride in her achievement, because she's so committed to personal growth and achievement that I feel so proud to have her to be speaking to us this afternoon. So that's the introduction that I would just like to give about Elvish. And I believe that with her commitment to her growth and development in the area of neurosemantics and also in the area of coaching, that she will be able to bring a great value to our discussion this afternoon. So without further ado, so let's all give a big hand to Elvish. So welcome, Elvish, and the stage is yours. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yes, now. Okay.
Now you can.
Okay, now you can hear me. All right. And first and foremost, I think this is not about like a presentation. I think it's more about sharing with my friends, with the alumni from Meta coachings or could be trainers and all that. So I feel at home. 大家好. And of course, I have friends also invited from Vietnam, from Beijing as well. So I feel this is something very exciting moment for me. So yeah, today I'm going to talk about coaching for high performance team. And I aware that for Roy, for Dr. Anwar, you used to be my teammate to learn about this course. So I do appreciate that this might be a refresher for you. You may would like to add more information if this is very helpful for the groups as well. A little bit introduction about myself. As you're aware, I'm now in China, Beijing. Well, you can call me Elvish. Just now I heard that Darren don't know how to pronounce my name perhaps. So you can call me Elvish, you can call me Poiling, or you can call me Peiling. So for Helen in Morocco, we used to work in Huawei before, and she was my supervisor, and we have sharing the passion about coaching. So I have been in China for, this is my 4th year here, 4th years. And I want to share a little bit about how coaching is actually changed my life. 2018, I got a call from a headhunter. The headhunter asked me that, hey, Elvish, will you consider to come to China and work? I was in a dilemma at that time because I worked for a China conglomerate last time in Huawei, but I never lived abroad in a foreign countries and even worked for many years. So when I in that dilemma, I call up a Meta coach. He's not here, he's from Indonesia. So I call a Meta coach and I have a coaching conversation with him. So through the conversations, he asked me, so what is your consideration? I told him that, oh, my Mandarin is not fluent. I'm not sure if I can deliver the result, whether I can adapt myself for the lifestyle in China. So I had a lot of discounting information to confirm that I'm not fitting to that job, even though I got a job. So when this Meta coach, he told me, okay, you say you can do this, you can do this, can do this. So it seems like you discount a lot. So what about your experience in your previous company, those deliverables you used to achieve and so on? So help me realize that why not I give myself a chance? And I think it was a life-changing conversation. And after that, from I don't want to work in China and stay in China, And after the conversation, I decided I want to give it a try. And this is where am I right now, the 4th year here. So I think coaching is really benefited myself and also benefited a lot of my friends. And especially those I have a coaching conversation with them, eventually they become my friends and very close friends, because we have a lot of conversations about our personalities, could be some things really touching our hearts, can be some weaknesses, strengths, even to pursue our dreams. So this is why I'm very committed to be a coach. And of course, if you know me, I have the experience to work as a HR professions, especially in talent and performance management. So 5 years in Huawei and 2 years in Geely. So now live and work in Malaysia and China. So my career operations will be very much about give back to the society, especially on coaching aspects. Could be coaching individually, could be coaching a group of people, and act with integrity and with a purpose. So this is why I'm being so committed. And you know what? I has been so long not speaking English. so I keep asking myself that, oh, okay, good that this is only a 1 hour session. So I'm testing about, okay, how fluent am I for still able to speak English? Okay, so far so good. I hope you can understand me. All right. So I'm going to share with you about stories about 4 people. So maybe you'll hear about it. So this is about a story about 4 people. They are calling about everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. So there's an important job. There's an important job that's require everybody to do it. And everybody expect somebody for sure will complete the job. But as somebody assuming that, well, anybody must get the job done. And anybody think that, well, nobody maybe should be the one to do it. But guess what? Eventually, there's nobody do the job. And who should take the blame? Do you have this kind of experience when you work in a group? And this group could be you involved with some responsibilities. It could be a group that you are currently leading. Sometimes it could be very frustrating, and it could be people pointing finger, passing the buck. That's not my job. That's your responsibilities, and a lot that's involving. But yet, if we really want to achieve a big goal, we really have to work in a team. So this is why I'm very passionate to share about these topics, coaching a high-performing team. So before I move on, since we are very close as a family and we are very familiar to each other, I am very curious to know how much you like to stay within your current team. Given the rating of 0 to 10, how much you would like to stay within your current teams? So in the chat box, just give me a response if you can. 0 to 1, put the numbers. How much you really like to stay within your current team? Okay, I see. Wow, 10, that's very high. 7, 9. Hey, come on. Since the rating is so high, why you still join for this sharing session? I think there's no problem in your team. Is that true? Is that true? I have no idea. Well, I'm very happy to see that if you really enjoy staying with your team, and the higher the rating that you give, meaning that you are more engaged towards the team. So I wonder what kind of team that you are really engaged with. Well, I see a response here is about changes by the day. So it can be very dynamic, huh? All right. Okay, a bit of disclaimer. The information that I'm going to share, this is actually adapted from the group and team coaching workshop that I attended in 2018. And then I attended another GTMC workshop in China 2 times. One is in 2019 and 2022. So I attended 3 times. And in 2020, I'm so fortunate that to co-train this group and team workshops in China, Guangzhou. So I think this is a live breakthrough for myself as well, because I find this is so difficult to deliver the content. So Because now this sharing is very much about online, so I wouldn't demonstrate how I do the coaching, but yet I very much sharing about the knowledge in terms of so what are the psychological needs that's required within a team, and what will be the possible challenges might be facing in the teams that lead the team to become dysfunctional and so on. So I will be sharing about concept and information. There you go. So from your feedback from the chat box, so you'll be seeing that your team is currently in 7, 8, or 9, even 10. Okay, let's observe about this team performing curve. Where is your team right now? So it's come with 2 axes. So the left one's what we say the y-axis, this is performance impact. So when we have a group of people, okay, this group of people, as they come to a group, they bring themselves as an individual. So in a group, it is starting from a collection of people. They are not yet interact, but yet this collection of people, they bring in their own skills, their experience, their knowledge, their experience, and coming to the groups. So when they perform individually, we call them, this is a working group. So in other words, working group meaning that people, they are working individually, they contribute, okay, within themselves. We call them individual contributor. They take care of their own responsibilities, but I won't care about another person's what they are taking charge, what's their responsibility. I just care about myself. So this is what we call working groups. Okay, so and during this first stage in working group, the team effectiveness is there. Team effectiveness is recording to how effective is this team, they are function as this at this level. All right, but however, when this working group, they start to interact, start to communicate, they find they are not comfortable. Why this person have different style of doing things? Could be procrastinate, could be when needs help, not calling for help. And therefore this working group, the effectiveness is going down. It's less effective. And of course, it's impact the performance. It's going down to become a pseudo team. At this level, people think that, well, at the surface, I do want to maintain, we are still being harmony. I do smile to you. I would say, okay, I would do it. But in my heart, I'm not happy. I have some hidden agenda, but I'm not going to bring it out. Okay, even I need help. Okay, I can spot some of the people weaknesses. I'm not telling you, but I just keep quiet. So in this level, conflict is happening as well. So therefore now it's become pseudo team. No risk, play safe. Everybody playing safe. Is this what happening in your groups? So from working group going down, become a pseudo team. Well, as a pseudo team, okay, to certain of time, there is a single leader. He might be come in and bring the team to move out. Because in a team means that there is a big goal, there's a larger goal to achieve. And this goal is not able to achieve by one single person. Therefore, at this moment, when there's a single leader coming in to bring the team to go up and reach another level is called potential team. So what is potential team? Potential team means, now I know about, oh, Mazuki, what will be your strengths? Now I realize things about, oh, Trang, you are really passionate about some HR conversations or maybe employee engagement. I start to spot people's strengths. So, and I start to think about, wow, actually, I know you are really good at something. And people at this level also start to build in some communications, could be rules and regulations to operate. So therefore we say, well, now I see hope. Now I see hope that when we work together, we can achieve more. So this is what we call potential team. We believe we can achieve more. We are potential, but yet we haven't seen a real result. We just have a sense, have a feel that now I can, become more real to you. Now I can express myself. When you are not really do your job, I will hold your accountabilities. Okay. we will pick up small challenges. So this is where from a potential team, we continue to move up, become a real team. We have some regulation, we have some system to be putting on, and we are a real team right now. We can see, hey, we are getting more effective because now we know, okay, your working style, you understand my working style. What's the way we communicate and all that? So what are the KPIs? Your KPI, my KPI. We hold each other accountabilities. So this is what we become a real team. Now we are very real, more effective. We see the performance growing bigger. So we are a real team. But however, from moving from real team to become a high performer team, there's still a huge gap. And most of the organization and most of the team are not able to reach high performance team. Because when we reach into high performance team, this is the level whereby I'm willing to risk about my life. I give you my life because I believe that we are really in the same boat to achieve something even larger, even bigger. Even there's unknown uncertainties, we are still working together, being more cohesive. And at this level, this high performance team, if I see Anthony, just kidding, if I see Anthony is not doing his job, I will tell Anthony, no, Anthony, you have to do your job. You have to get this done. I will hold Anthony accountabilities. And this level, if I aware I have some weaknesses, I will call for help. We will complement each other's. And therefore, in a high performance team, we will play, we will have a lot of fun as well. Because I truly enjoy the time I stay with this group. I love these people. And we become family. This is what we call high performance teams. So going back to the rating that you put for your team, where is your team currently operating? Are they working groups that you think this is good enough? Or are they in a real team, or could be potentially can really move people to go even higher? So this is about the team performance curve. All right. I hope it's give a lot of, I hope it's give you an understanding about to evaluate where is your team now? Where are they right now? All right. And this is how we play our role as a group and team coach to really bring our working groups, a collection of people to overcome a pseudo team, playing safe, and then continue to moving up. So therefore, I feel really passionate that to become a group and team coach, because when after I have my certifications in Indonesia 2018, so I joined China MNC in an automotive industry in China. I involved in a project and I helped the company to save 1 million. So I play a role as a HR person, but yet when I involved in a huge project whereby we hire those automotive engineering experts. They are from Mercedes-Benz, they are from Volvo, they are from Audi, those luxury brands engineer. When they join the group, they are required to design and come up with a new model, a SUV model. But yet, during the time, all these people, when they're joining in as that, they are the working groups. They think that, oh, I'm from this company, I am the best. Mercedes is the best. Volvo is the best. BMW is the best. So all they think, I'm the best. But yet, when they join Geely, we face a conflict here. So people are as a working groups, there's a lot of conflicts. They're not sharing their strategies. Okay, how to really design a good SUV cars. Okay, there's a lot of hybrids, ideas, misunderstanding, and everything. Therefore, I was involved in the project to really bring these people together to brainstorm, to come up. So your group. So what is the mission for the team to be exits? So therefore, I find. This is how I evolve and really move these people from a working groups. And just within 2 days, I see they become a potential team. I still remember during the day one, when I interact with this team, I asked them about, okay, so why you choose to join this company? What's attracted you? What is this team? Something really good attracts you to make you stay. And of course, I do ask them, what are they really frustrating? When they flush out all this, okay, as I facilitate the whole team, I continue to being pulled by the GM of this team So the GM told me that, hey, I look at these people, they are not willing to share. They are holding back. So as I facilitated, I also under a lot of pressures that, the top management, they keep giving me a lot of information. Look at them, their reactions. They hesitate. They don't want to be a team. But I tell them, just believe me, I just need 2 days, just 2 days. And I believe the next day you will see a changes. And things happened after the day one evening. The day one evening after we dismiss the people, right? Then when I have a conversation with the top management, the GM and the deputy, and also some of the, we call the CTO, Chief Technical Officer, when I have a conversation, they say, wow, amazing things happen. These people start to talking to each other. And I see the representative, okay, from another company, brands, they start to care about other people talking about, they start listening. They say, wow, this is amazing. Elvish, how you really do that? That's why I have really a sense of achievement when I facilitate these whole things. And yeah, so I truly believe this. And I did ask the whole team to evaluate, where are you right now? They say, we are a shadow team right now. We come here because this is the company pays us really a great remunerations package to join. But now we see a potential. Wow, the sense of achievement. So this is very key, and for you to reflect. So next, what are we going to do? I just want to remind you that no matter what is the team size right now, it can be 2% or 3%. It can be as large as 100 people, or could be a larger conglomerate that may go up to the company that I work for. The largest manpower they have is 240,000 employees across the world. So it was the largest organization I used to work with when I was in Huawei. So I believe Helen, she will agree with me. So in this very large organizations but sometimes in a team, even a team with 3 people, but never hesitate or never doubt that a small group of very committed or very thoughtful people is actually can change the world. In fact, this is the only things that ever happened. So what we need is just to believe that. Don't underestimate that, oh, I am a small potato. This is not sure. Maybe you need to clean up some of your beliefs. All right. So next, I'm going to share with you about when you're involved in a team, from a group, become a team. So somehow we need some psychological needs within a team itself. Okay. So I'm going to use some concept from Abraham Maslow about his hierarchy of needs to do these explanations. So you look at these charts here. Just imagine that, when the first time, no matter you join a group or you join a team, so the first time when you join, you are a new joiner. So what is in your mind? This is about surviving. You will start to testing about this thing. Can I be real here? Can I saying something truthful? So this is the first layer when we enter a team, because surviving. But when the first time we experience the team, if we find that we cannot be real, we cannot speak the truth, so what will be leading will be, then these members will become liars. We will start to become pretense. For example, I may need help to get more information, but if I realize that I cannot ask for help, but I will pretend. If people ask you, can you really do the job? I will say, yes, I know how to do it, but inside my heart, I need help. So this is very common in organizations, in a small group as well. So what's the problem will be arise will be the members will become being fake, could be lying to themselves or to others. And sometimes also there will be a lot of guessing. And when there's a lot of guessing, it might be a lot of mistakes being arise. So this is the first level. We as a person, as an individual, to enter a group, we need a sense of survival. Is this what happening to you? Well, want this level being gratified, and especially if you're leading a team, so you do think about, do you have a new member just recently joining the group? Do they have a needs of survival? So, and next, as we're moving off, so the next level is about safe. Safe. Is this an environment really safe enough for me to be honest? Can I be candid? Can I tell you that your system is actually sucks? All right. So, and how open is a team itself, and how open for the leaders to really receive this kind of feedback? So we really need that. If the members feel really safe enough, the person will be very open to you. We'll tell you what the person has been spotted. Okay, can I be myself? But however, if this is not being gratified, so what will be happening is that the individual will feel, oh, there's a danger, there are lots of threats. I got to protect myself. And in this level, the persons may have a lot of hidden agendas, because there's a lot of fears here. So this is about the second level. The second level is about safe needs. Do you need to be safe in a group? I used to in a group. I don't feel safe. I feel I'm surviving, and I can survive for more than a year. All right. So as we're moving up this hierarchy of needs, the third ones will be social needs. So this social need is that, so as I in a group, do you feel that you are being included? Being included meaning that, wow, it could be information to be provided to you. Is people invite you, hey, come, join us for makan, join us for lunch. Okay, join us for some games, join us for some activities. So this is what we say that, oh, why? We need fun, we need some emotional engagement, happiness, joy, playful. So this is at a third level. So in your groups, do you have a lot of fun? Or you find that this group is actually very serious? We are not allowed to have fun here. Fun is a taboo for the organization cultures. That's happening here. Okay, so this is about the social needs. If this social need is not being included, so what is happening here is that the person will feel excluded. Oh, I'm not part of the team. They left me out. I feel rejected. So this is the third levels of needs. And fourth, this is about the power and control. So what will be the power and control here is about, so when you're in a group that, for example, in a group, somehow we may have some much more younger staff or much more younger team member joining that. Do they have a voice? Can they express themselves? Okay. And do much more senior members or a team lead open up to really listen to people's voices? So if there is lacking, well, nobody listens to me, they don't care about me, they say I'm too young to express, I'm lacking of experience, and a lot. If all this power control is not being gratified, the person will feel very boring. Each time I go for a meeting, I feel bored because I'm just sitting there and hearing the rest of people are talking. I don't even have a chance to talk about my thinking, my ideas. I feel bored, so boring. So every time I just clock in and I wait for clock out for the day. I don't feel empowered. So this is about the power control needs. Do you need that? And for the fifth one, this is about self and respect. So this respect is about, do you feel respected in a team? Or when you're involved in a group, that does people, they actually laugh on you? They don't honor your ideas? Do you being honored about, oh, you have some creativities, you are so courageous to try out new things, or helping some others? So this is what we care about, the self-respect needs. Do we have that? Or if this is a team that the person is getting being humiliated, So the person will feel disrespect and maybe feel losing of face. Okay, so I used to be through some meetings whereby I see the leader is in front of everybody scolding the persons, telling the person that, okay, you're no good at what sense, in what sense. So if this is happening in a team, I believe that the team members who are involved, that they are generally quiet. They're generally quiet, and eventually the leader will be thinking about why there's a meeting, there's a discussion, nobody voice out, nobody involved. Why only me? I myself to giving instruction. I'm the one to chair the meetings, to talk everything, to tell them how to do. Okay, so what is happening there? Lacking of respect in the group itself. And we have something even more higher, the needs of a sense of achievement. So when you're in the groups, as you are being very happy, happy, socialized, we have a great time together. And how about the achievement? Is there any results being delivered? Besides, we have those happy, enjoyment, entertaining type of feelings, but is there any result being achieved here? So being in a team or being in a group, meaning that we need to deliver results. It's not about just enjoy the moment with each other, sharing good experience. No, it's not about that. So I want to make a point here. Being in a team means that we need to deliver something. Therefore, we need more than one person in a group or in a team because we have something bigger to deliver. So this is what we call sense of achievement. If there's lacking of sense of achievement in that group itself, so what will be happening? The person will feel frustrated. I think I'm strong in this layer. Okay, I want to do this, but I'm not giving the chance to really achieve that. Disappointments. Eventually, people will be leaving the team because I felt I'm just a mediocrity. And this could be a chance that sometimes the leader tell the person, well, you don't have to work so hard. So long we become a B team that's good enough for us. Well, is this a team that you really want to stay with, lacking of achievement? But it still happens out there. There's a lot of team, they say, well, that's fine, so long I get the salary, I play safe, doesn't matter. But let me tell you, 2 or 3 years or 5 years or even 10 years later, you will find that, oh my goodness, I realized that my skills are deteriorating. I'm so worried about, am I still marketable? So this might be a long-term effect happening to the team itself. But of course, the best situations would be the team is not performing, you get dismissed. So eventually the whole team, the people may lose their jobs. All right, so as we move to the highest here, it's about the potential needs. It's about the potential needs. So this is high in the sense that somehow when we're in a groups that we want to contribute, we want to find some meaning within the team. Why this team exists here? The team can be exists because we can do something whereby other team, they're not able to deliver. We can see that we can do something that other people may not daring to try out. So this is what we call potential needs. Okay, if this is being gratified, the team will be continue to be excellent and continue to deliver more. So this is what we call in the high performance teams, we need to unleash every single individual potentials, contribute their strengths, and their weaknesses need to overcome. Okay, therefore we can really bring out the best from the group of people to reach the potentials. So this is basically the group hierarchy of needs. So where are you right now? If you're in a team right now, so which particular needs are you desire right now? Okay, put it in the chat box and let me know, where are you right now? if you have any questions, you can leave me some as well. I will be spending some time for some Q&A. Okay, Chris says number 5. All right. Okay. How about other people? Where are you right now? Helen says 6, 7. Wow, that's very high. No wonder, Helen, you are so enjoy your work. Well, I'm so happy to see this rating. I hope this rating is reflected through here. All right, so most of you are very high. So meaning that most of the needs are being gratified. That's good. That's very good. Now let me tell you, when my first time joining an MNC, I was realizing that I am generally in survival and safe needs. So, and I realized that my psychological needs within the team is very much about fluids. It changed over time. So when I first joined a team that I really want to deliver, but yet I realized things that I need to survive first before I really have a say. And then when I have some team member leaving my team, I do feel lonely because those playmates is no longer there to, when we have sharing some challenges, we can brainstorm some ideas and all that. So I went through all this kind of needs before, and I realized things that, sometimes I will be checking out when I am in a different team, when I in a China meta coaching team, when I with my client side different team, and even in my company, and I involved in a different type of team, I am continue to evaluate myself. Where am I right now, and why I have this kind of need? This is the question I usually asking myself. All right, this group seems like good, huh? All right. Okay. So, and since everybody are being inspired within your group, so what I'm going to share the next would be maybe something useful when you are serving your client. It could be assessing your other department, whether they are facing this kind of dysfunctions of a teams. All right. So next, what we are going to share about is from Patrick Lencioni. So he have a very popular book. It's called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. So in these 5 dysfunctions of a team here, there is a pyramid here. So what is usually happening in a team here is about the trust. So first layer is about the trust here. So what is this trust about? When within a team, as you're aware that when there is survival and lacking of safe, and I'm not being a real person, when I need help, I cannot voice it out and all that. So we would say that without trust being built, and if trust is not being built within a team itself or within the group itself, so when there is lack of trust, as I mentioned earlier, there will be some lies, pretending, inauthenticity happening. And meaning to say, in this level, the group itself is not able to be vulnerable. People wouldn't admit that I'm not good at this level. People wouldn't tell you that what are the true health they really need. People won't express and telling you that, hey, there are some system are really sucks. There are some procedure or could be some rules and regulation. It's really stopping us for not performing. So this is the first level of trust, lacking of trust. And this could cause a lot of problems here. And when there is lacking of trust, so what will be leading for the next level? The next level is that conflicts, especially if we are involved in a working culture or even a national cultures whereby people are afraid of conflict. There's a lot of people, they may perceive that conflict is something no good. Okay, when I have conflicts, meaning that I am a low EQ, I'm angry, yeah, I'm complaining. So people have a lot of negative thinking about conflict. But yet, if people keep avoiding conflicts in an organization, especially we talk about, okay, the sales department and the operation department, usually they will have conflicts. One is pursuing about quantity, one is pursuing about qualities. Okay, there will be a conflict arise. Could be the marketing and could be the sales department, could be the human resource with the finance department. Why you spend the budgets? Okay, for the finance that they want to control the budget. So all kind of conflicts can be happening. But yet, what we frame here would be conflict can actually lead to more productive, because when people have conflict, meaning there are different opinions to be bring out, there's a potential for us to improve the situation or the issues. Okay, when the team is being dysfunctional or two departments are being dysfunctions, avoiding conflicts or not being productive. So what will be leading will be artificial harmony. So in the surface here, we are tends to be, well, I feel very happy, right? We are still smiling, maybe sitting at the meeting table. It's like, oh, everybody handshaking, laughing, making jokes. But all these are artificial harmonies. People are not really express themselves. And if there is lacking of conflicts, not even a productive one, so what will be leading will be people nowadays, they are no longer want to be committed to their jobs. They do want to be committed. Okay, there will be a lot of ambiguity, a lot of way situations happen. So when people are not giving committed, what is happening here? The quality of result to be delivered will be affected. This is about the commitment side. Lacking of commitments from the individual within the group, that can lead to a lot of ambiguity. And ambiguity can lead to a lot of frustrations. Is this what's happening for your department to be dysfunctions? Well, as we move about this pyramids here, so the next one is that, well, since I don't have to commit to deliver good qualities, and people are not willing to take charge of their responsibilities. So right now, people are not willing to accountable. That's not my responsibility. Okay, people will start to be pointing fingers. So this is actually leading to low standards. This is how it's happening and make the team become even more dysfunctions, low standards. And imagine what will be happens for low standards. We are not able to achieve the result. And we're moving up and moving the pinnacles here. So what's happening here? So right now, people care is not about the results. In a dysfunctional team, what people care about, oh, I am the chief officer. I am the CFO here. I want to more express about my status. Okay, I am who and who. I am showing about my ego, but in truth, I don't bother about the results. So this is a very dangerous for organization, even for a small team. If there's lack of trust, no productive conflicts, people are not being committed, lack of responsibilities, and poor results. So this can be very scary. It can be very scary. Yeah, I used to involve in I used to serve a client in mainland China. It is a automotive companies. So when we facilitated the team, what we are really shocked, at least shocking me, was that the showroom, all the showroom leaders, okay, because we have a team building program for them. So every showroom leaders, okay, because they have a different location, the car showrooms. So when their team members telling them that, no, you have to fight for our rights. Okay, when the team member keeps telling them, you have to fight for our rights, I observe the leaders, okay, they feel that, oh, since I am your leaders, I have to fight for our rights. They forego about the result. They forgotten about, so what will be the after sales customer service should be supposed to be delivered to their client. They just want to prove that I am this group of the team leaders. They show their status. Okay. And eventually they point to the boss, the business owner. This is really eye-opening for me. They point to the business owner. Yes, the big boss here. In a city, one of the rich person for that city, point to the persons and say, this is the boss' fault. I was so surprised that the leader just want to show her status that, oh, I own these people. They point a finger to their boss. So I look at, wow, no wonder this group of people, the boss really require our help to managing, the team, how to really operate effectively. So I think there's a lot of interesting experience for me when I work in China. All right. So how about your team? What is happening to them right now? Okay. So recently, as I check about Facebook, I read a lot of news. And this news is that they are telling that, oh, my boss asking too much from me. Okay, not giving me a desired salary and asking too much from me. I tell them I don't want to do the job. So as I read a lot of this kind of expressions in the social media, I was so surprised and hello. I was wondering that if your company are not performing, if your clients, they are not satisfied, is the company overall business profits has been affected? Do you think you can really earn an income to pay your bills? Not to mention about you want to buy a more expensive gadgets. So this is really strike me when I read a lot of sharing in the social medias. All right, so this is about the function of the team. So who are we supposed to put the fingers? Okay, so therefore I believe that in the organization or in the teams, that being a good team members or even being a team leaders, there's a lot of training being provided, to inform them where are we right now, to make them to really reflect that, do you know how to work in a team? Do you really know how to work in a team, how to collaborate? And what is actually the result you want to have a say? All right, because people, they are not being inspired about, okay, you put a KPI on me, then I deliver. People are not being inspired by setting KPI on them. People are being inspired that when they feel that I can really use my strengths, presentation, serving customers, research, engineering, operating, etc. I can really use my strengths to deliver something, and I see an outcome. And throughout this process, of course, we will need leaders to bring these people to the next level. So this is a collaborative relationship. It's not a single person's to do all this. That's why we say we need a team. So same goes to the Malaysian INSM. Well, we really need a strong team that from building trust to achieve a result. But yet it's not sitting at the sideline. Okay, I wait for the so-called chairman to ask me what to do. I think there's a lot of areas to really be improved. All right, so this is about dysfunctional or team. Well, I used to involve in a different kind of team because my role last time I was in the Asia Pac, so that I collaborate with the Southeast Asia team, Germany team, or even regional team and all that. So I used to have a lot of frustrations. And when I go through this, the 5 dysfunctions of a team, this helped me realize things that, oh, no wonder the group, they are behave like this. A lot of aha moment for me. So what about you? Okay, so the next one is very much about the criteria to share with you. This is from a Harvard Business Review, and this is also being used in Huawei. And because by doing all this last time in Huawei, we used to won a high performance team goal award. Therefore, I strongly believe these are the 8 characteristics of which is truly required if the team want to be really high to be delivered and be more agile. So first one, this will help you to evaluate your current team status as well. Number one, is there a sense of purpose within the team? Is there a sense of purpose within the team? Some people, okay, I used to ask about some of my departments, and they say, well, of course, because this team exists because we just need the team. I say, no, you have to find out. Okay, sense of purpose is recurring to, so where are we going to? Where is the directions? So usually we will be putting in the visions and missions for the sense of purpose. Okay. And usually if you join an organization, the organization itself already have the sense of purpose. They have their own visions and missions. But yet if we are leading a team, we got to lead the team members and asking them, how does this vision and missions relate to us? How does it relate to us? Okay. And what the things that we are currently doing, are we putting a priority which is aligned to these visions and missions? All right, so this is about the common goal for a team as well. Because every person, when coming to groups, they bring their own personal hope, they have their own personal individual goal. But then when we moving into a group, for the groups to become a team here, this is meaning that we need to have a common goal together. So this common goal is not about from the top to assign to these people. Common goal here is about we can have a goal at the organization level, but yes, we still have a conversation with our team members that this is being assigned. What about we can surpass this goal? So this is about the sense of purpose. How when we really exercise our potential to exceed the goal here? Okay, goal is something smaller, but yet purpose is something much more bigger. So this is about sense of purpose. Do you have a sense of purpose for your current team to be exit? Okay, so that's one. So number two, open communications. A lot of people, they understand about open communication. Oh, I'm being open, I express myself. That's not that simple. Open here means that the team members have a courage to point out, okay, especially when there is conflicts happening. Open communication is linked to conflicts. Okay, when there's misunderstanding, do we open up and talk about it? And I know for most of the what we say, those have internet organizations. So what they express that they usually have a rules about open communication. They will say, okay, when there's conflict arise, we have to resolve it within 24 hours. Okay, when you are feeling not comfortable about my ideas, within 24 hours, we solve the conflict, right? So this is about being open, because only when you're being open, being truthful here, now the team, the bonding will get strengthened. This is what we call open communications. All right. And open communication can lead to, we can grow together, because when open, I am there to tell you, hey, you know what? You are really poor in doing what? And how does this things affecting me, affecting the team? This is what we call open communications. Right. Sometimes we may embracing some culture that, oh, we cannot be truthful, because truthful, we may hurt people. Oh, we cannot tell the person may be crying. We got to take care, of their dignity. This is not true. This is not true. It's about how we train up giving feedback skill. Okay, it's about how we build a rapport first, then we give the information to the person that, okay, could be coming in with some data or evidence to support the open communications. Open communication is not about being accused somebody. It's not about being blaming somebody's, right? So this is about open communication. Third one, trust has been mentioned a lot about the trusting, trust people, mutual respect. All right, so this is very obvious here. So the next one, share leadership. This is very obvious as well. So as you work in a team, that is there effective working procedures? You know that this team, they have an operating rules. So what will be the ground rules here? When we need to make decision, what will be the ground rules here? When we are facing conflict, what will be the ground rules here? When there is different opinion happening within a group, what is the ground rules? How we operate? Okay, and what I realizing is that more of the team, they don't have ground rules. they just putting, oh, this is underlying. Oh, we just feel it. We don't talk about it. But I would suggest that to putting some ground rules, make it more visual that you can see. Could be a poster or could be something that you can be visible to have an effective operating or working procedures. And by having all these operating procedures, this will help to spark the team creativity and to make the team to more willing to take risks, to make challenges. So procedure is very important. Procedure can inspire more creativity. Right, this is number 5. And number 6 is about building on differences. Well, if you're aware that people, they have a different background, different thinking, different idea, different belief, different values that they appreciate about. So therefore, when we're working in a groups, there are a lot of differences happening. Could be the differences of operating on meta programs, right? Or some people are big picture, some people are very detail oriented. Well, some people are more willing to follow procedures. Some people are more random. I want to have more options, and a lot more. So when there are differences happening, a lot of people this is what I realizing that for most of the groups, not encouraging differences. What they encourage that sameness, but this is actually very dangerous. I used to have a conversation with some manager. They have a misconception about differences. They say, wow, differences meaning that I need to, exhausting myself to handle those disagreements, different ideas. But do you know that because of these differences, therefore we have more idea to be sparked out? Okay, people with different skill sets, different knowledge, different strengths and all that. Therefore, the team, they can learn from each others. I experienced a lot of time that my staff came to me and they say, I've been working in this company for 5 years, even 10 years, or even, this is my first job. Now I'm age 46. I've been here for 20 years. And they're telling me that very boring. Everything is the same. Can't learn from other people. What happens? Okay, as we look at the team, then we realize that the leaders prefer to hire people who are same style, same thinking, same values. Okay, well, this can be very boring as well. When they find me, they say, oh, you have different viewpoint. I like that. So be okay to have differences. All right, and this difference is not about just putting on some slogan, oh, we value differences. That is fake. We got to walk the talks itself. So as we're moving on to 7, flexibilities and adaptability. So I want to ask everybody here, how flexible are you? When there is change happenings here, for example, like COVID. So COVID pandemic, this is something out of our control and everybody get affected. So when things suddenly happens, how much you can be flexible, right? The team also, if the team might be start to be blaming, cannot accept the facts that we really have to change, because change leads to very uncomfortable, stretching your comfort zone. So that is what we call, okay, how we be more flexible and be adapt. This is require a lot of stretching and training within the team to stretch them. As a leader, we need to stretch the team. Do something different. Maybe a small changes to stretch and keep stretching. By having flexibility and adaptability, so this is why when we're dealing with problems, when problem arises, then we can react even faster. All right, we can react even more. The response can be even more effective. So this is number 7. And the last ones, the characteristics would be continuous learning. Do your team allow you to make mistakes? Within your team itself, are you allowed to make mistakes? Okay, this is very important because if you really want to bring the team to be high performer, number one, allow your team to make mistakes. Can be a very expensive mistake. Can be a very, very expensive mistake. Is you yourself allowed to make the mistake? Number one, do you allow yourself to make mistakes? Number two, do you allow your team members to make mistakes? Okay, because only there is mistake happening and we allow mistake happen, your team member, then they only dare to take more challenging goal. Okay, if the team is not allowed to make any mistakes, because mistake is actually help the person to progress and learn. If people dare not dare to make mistake, meaning to say they will play safe. They play safe. So as they play safe, this team is may not able to grow, may not able to get agile. So therefore, continuous learning in a team is very key. So do you develop your team to make them to learn? Learning about being openness, learning about accept other people's feedback. Okay, learn about to observe, okay, to spot other people's strengths, then open their mouth and ask, can you teach me how to do it? Okay, continuous learning can help the person to really, putting down the ego and be vulnerable. Oh, I don't know, but I want to learn this. Can you teach me? I need help. Okay, continuous learning. Do you encourage your team to have continuous learning? So all these are the 8 characteristics for high performance team. So looking back at the team that you are currently at right now, I know you put a high ranking, 6, 7, or even higher on that. So look at your current team now. Do you think your team is a high performance team? Is your team have the potential to be a high performance team? Has the potential? Well, it means there's a hope. Well, positive. Daniel said, no, yeah, but yes, has the potential. Right? As I said, most of the organization, even those Fortune 500 companies, less than 5%. I used to ask Michael Hall about this. He said less than even 3% of the Fortune 500 companies, they are actually operating in a high performance level. Okay. One of the high performance team that you can refer will be Pixar. Pixar will be the one that come up with a lot of animations, cartoons, Toy Stories, Wall-E, so and all that. So this is one of the team I observed that they continue to perform high. Well, congratulations if you think that your team, they have potential, meaning that now you can do something about it. All right. Okay. I would like to stress one thing here. Coaching a team compared to managing a team is a different skill set. Coaching a team and managing a team is a different skill set. So why I say that? Because when we coach a team, it's different to we give an instruction to a team. Coaching means that we are having the conversation. We are talking, we're having a dialogue within the individual, within the team. This is what we call coaching. And throughout the conversation, we will send out a lot of questions to the team members to evolve their thinking, to invite their ideas. But this is what this is what we call coaching a team. Okay, the main purpose is to make the team to operate more effectively. This is a very different to those workshops that we attend before. What team management, team buildings activities are slightly different. Okay. So I'm going to share with you that when you learning this, how to coach a team or coach a groups, there are 8 typical conversations here that going to be involved. So number one is about clarifications. If you chair a meeting, for example, can be chairing a meeting, can be you facilitate a conversation, a discussion, even a workshop yourself. I know some of you are trainers, you might be facilitating, a group of people to have conversation. Conversation means that not one person talking. Conversation means that, okay, there will be round conversations. Okay, there will be take turn of people to talk, etc. So therefore, group conversations involve number one, clarifications. When you start talk to a group, do you clarify where are we right now? So this is about what's the subject for our meeting today. So we need to clarify things. Okay, so if you are a coach, perhaps you can use the well-formed outcomes, those 18 questions about, okay, so what do we want to achieve from these conversations? Okay, and what do we have to do to get what we want? So clarification, this is the basic one. So if we're moving on, so sometimes we really have to ask the team here to instill a sense of purpose, group visions, conversations. Why we need meta coaching in Malaysia? Why we need INSM? So what is the vision for us to achieve here? Okay, so what are the values that we really embrace? Any differences between the meta coaching's communities in Malaysia compared to mainland China, or could be compared to other countries like Philippines? I'm sure there's a uniqueness for different countries to deliver the values here. Group visions, conversations. Third ones, as you communicate with the groups, do you invite creativity? Creativity means that, okay, now we need to have new ideas. We need to have new ideas to solve some problems. So we have a group creativity conversation. Do you use group creativity conversations? What kind of question do you ask? Do you ask question like, imagine if we achieve that, what do you see? Creativity, right? We bring the group of people to think out of the box. What if someday, then we will have some magic words as we facilitate a group creativity conversations. There's some magical words to be involved here. So number 4, decisions. So this is very common for groups discussions, decisions, because when groups come together, we need to decide. The group decisions here meaning that we need to weigh the pro and con. So when you lead a group of conversations, do you lead so if we make the decision, so what will be the benefits we can achieve? Okay, and what will be the risk? Do we weigh the pro and cons? Okay, or are you the one? Okay, I am the boss, I make the decision. That can be authoritarian, huh? So that's about group decision conversation. When the people, they are being involved in a group decision, they feel being included. They feel that their voice, their thinking are being heard. That's about decisions, conversations. Next, okay, problem solving. And this is very common when you have a group of people. It is very nature there will be conflicts happens. Conflicts, we put it as a productive conflict. Okay, therefore, being a leader, so we need to resolve the conflicts. Do you have the skill to resolve the conflict? This conflict resolution skill is also part and parcel from the group and team coaching workshop. I find it's very useful for me because conflicts involve actually stress management. When you have pleasure, when you undergo pleasure, are you in a fight mode? I want to fight thing. Or are you in a flight mode? Oh, I'm running away. It's very hard. Okay, I don't know how to talk to the person. Okay, so put it aside. Okay, I delay the conversation, etc. Okay, fly away, fly mode. So being in a conflict resolution, what we need would be the assertive. So shift ourselves to be assertive state. Therefore, we can in a conflict resolution. Now, this will be a very fun conversation. I enjoy conflict. I used to solve a conflict here within two within two business owner, they are what we call the sisterly kind of relationships. At once that they have some misunderstanding, and I was invited to solve their conflict. So I managed both of them, and surprisingly happens that as I lead them to be open and share about their their unhappiness, their frustrations towards each others, I make them to listen. When they listen, eventually that surprised me that I see these two person, they admitted that, oh, okay, there is something they are not doing enough. So I was so surprised. Wow, when we solve a conflict, the person will be very authentic, to reach a level to be very authentic. They will admit that I'm not doing enough in certain areas. And I feel very happy. Wow, now you are being true. Okay, so this is what about conflict resolutions. And second is about planning. So in a group, because we need to achieve result, we have a goal and all that. So therefore, there will be a planning. So in a planning conversation, we involve, okay, so what will be the resources that we need? And usually we will talk about the resources like, okay, we might need a resource like people, manpower, could be financial, tangible things. But the fun part for group planning conversation, being a group and team coach, we will discuss about the resource, internal resource. To really achieve this goal, what are the states that we really need? Courageous, flexibility, acceptance, appreciations, and so on. So this is about group planning conversation. And I realized that a lot of, especially in the organization, we seldom touch about the internal resources of the individual itself. Very much talk about, outside world, okay, tangible things, financial things, materialistic things, helps and all that. But tends to be forgotten about. In order for people to really to come up with a strategy or planning, we miss a lot of the internal resources, overcome fears, dare to take risks and all that. All this has been overlooked. And this is why, this is how much I appreciate to have a group planning conversation, because a lot of time, a plan, a very beautiful plan is not able to achieve because we overlooked about the individual internal state, what they really need. And we have a role to play here as a coach. And of course, the last one, group feedback conversations. So how well am I doing? Okay, am I doing okay? So what are the areas I can be improved from there? Okay, so is there any things we can improve about our communication system, the procedures, our decision process, inviting for feedback? Okay, and being an individual, are you open enough to receive feedback? Are you okay if someone much more younger than you to give you feedback? All right, so it's required lots of openness, giving and receiving feedback. So these are the common 8 group coaching conversations. And I'm very curious about, so in your team setting, so how many type of a conversation has, is in place? So in your meeting, when you interact with your group, so what would be the typical conversation you usually involve in? And what can we, okay, in order for you to move your team, to be next level, do you think what type of conversation that you really need? Is it to inspire more creativity? Is it to solve conflicts or planning or even feedback? So this is your choice. Thank you, Roy. 5 to 7 seems really helpful. All right. I do see there's a conversation happening in our chat box. So, okay. Let me pause for a while and read some of the things. Okay. Let me read out Daniel's questions. Daniel is asking, in a team, when people are pointing finger to each others, Is it because of lack of trust between them or lack of clarity? Which are the responsibilities? Pointing fingers means that, okay, they are not responsible for themselves, okay? Pointing finger. I remember in APG, there's a first pattern on Mazuki, APG. I do learn APG from Mazuki. The first APG pattern is about power soon, responsible to and responsible for. You'll be aware that when people pointing finger to others, this is also part of the cognitive distortions. If you still remember in ACMC. So it's referring to that people, they don't want to take the responsibilities. Therefore, they say, it's your fault. It's your fault. All right. So I would suggest that you can do a revisions on the pattern number 1 in APG to answer Daniel's questions. It's nothing to do with trust here. Perhaps we may need a more deeper conversation. I think if someone is pointing finger, I will put the person aside to use the facts to tell the person, okay, I aware in these situations you are doing these behaviors. I wouldn't use the words pointing finger because people may feel, oh, you're accusing me. Okay, I'm not. So we start to protect themselves. They don't feel safe. So what I do will be, I will be giving feedback to tell, okay, what are the behaviors? And therefore, I think this is pointing finger. And I will be discuss with the persons that, okay, now let's review about your job roles. Okay, what is being expected here? All right, to have a conversation. Then you may want to push the person to our conversations. All right, let me see. Is there any other question? Okay, no question from the line. Okay, this is some simple tips to develop trust. My question is how much you trust yourself. At first, how much you trust yourself. Michael recently he shared with us that, oh, there's another 10 new meta program come to place. It's really true. It's about the individual trust and the social trust. Individual trust and social trust. So how much? So my question is how much you trust yourself at first. If you trust yourself, some people try to mean that, oh, I believe I can do this job. I believe I can do this. I don't need somebody to help me. All right. If I have a healthy trust, meaning that I have confidence about myself throughout my past experience, okay, the successful outcomes. So I'm confident I can do this job. But if you overly trust yourself, what will be leading will be what we call overconfidence. Overconfidence meaning there might be a loss of blind spots happening here.
Right.
So
Yes.
So how much do you trust yourself and trusting others? Trust here, if we would like to define trust, meaning that we are willing to giving out the risk. When you trust somebody, there will be risk happening because you are not sure that whether the person is deserving your trust. You got to test it out, trusting others. Okay, it takes a lot of courage to really trust others, and it takes time to really trust somebody. I've been observed that I give a simple scenario. Okay, and once that I have an appointment with my friends here, we want to go for facials appointment. So I told her, okay, I'll be there at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. So for me, if I trust the person, because we used to go for the same facial appointment together, so I know the person will be very committed about time, never being late. So I wouldn't remind the person that, hey, you need to be there, what time, because throughout the time, I know this person behavior. Okay, she will be on time. But then I realized that the person that I'm going for the facial appointment, perhaps she didn't realize what is trust. So she will continue to checking on me that, hey, I already arrived. I am already in that, the beauty centers. Okay, I told him, you don't have to remind me. Okay, if you trust me, you don't have to remind me about this. All right, we have been going there for 5 times. Each time I am on time. Why you still have to remind me? So this is trust building. Some people, they don't aware, oh, in these simple things, this is about trust building. And therefore, And when I have a conversation with you say that, oh, because in more my experience that besides you are the only one on time, the rest of them, they never be on time. This is something very interesting as in the northern part of China, people here, they have a very rapid time because these people, they're retired. So sometimes for them, okay, time, I'm not rushing. so say, oh, because you are the only one always being on time, so I got to remind you, like remind the rest. I said, no, I'm different. You have to separate different trust for different people. You see, different, something very simple. Are you the one usually to remind someone? Do you really trust the person? I say trust need to develop over the time. So for myself, 3 tips here. Number 1, do what you say. What I have committed, I do it. So this is the easiest way. Just do what you say. Follow through your promise. And I say one thing, I deliver. I say one thing, I deliver. I say one thing, I deliver. Over the time, this is how trust being delivered. All right. Number 2, be true to your words. Be true to your word. If you really make a mistake, just admit it quickly. So I'm not sure some of you whether you have a concept about the face. In China here, we have a social terms called 面子 face. All right, we have to take care of our face, right? I don't want to lose our face here. So this is somehow, if I know, hey, the person made a mistake, and then they will tell me, hey, Elvish, don't tell them. We have to take care of their face, right? If this is a social need, so I think what I do, I respect the social needs here. But for myself, if I make a mistake, I just tell them, oh, okay, sorry, I really don't know I made a mistake. Okay, it's my fault, sorry. Well, so I will start from myself, be true to our words, acknowledge the mistakes, and don't be cover up because I think the more you cover up, you have to make another lies or maybe another story. This can be very exhausting. as my career aspiration, I want to be, have the integrity. So for me, it's very easy to admit mistake. I think that's okay because being human, we are fallible, right? Right. So that one, make amends for mistakes. Okay, don't make an excuses that, oh, I make a mistake, so everybody please forgive me. Right. Make amends for me means that we allow ourselves to make mistakes. We also allow people to make mistakes. And meanwhile, for the mistakes, correct the mistakes. Therefore, we have to be consciously to receiving feedback and asking for feedback. Know your strengths and your weaknesses. Right. Three tips. No rocket science. Develop the trust. But again, I got to remind you how much you're willing to trust a person. Well, in this group and team coach, there's a pattern called trust vulnerability pattern. If you find that, oh, no, I still don't trust some people, perhaps you want to do a coaching conversation by using that pattern. I find it's very useful here. Right, so this is basically about the trust. And before I end, I'm going to show you something. Okay, this is the group and coaching skill. This is a competency that we got to pick up from the 4 days of group and team coaching workshops. As you can see, this is a lot, all are behavioral based. Behavioral based means that we can see the person demonstrate the behaviors, then we can measure. We know where you're right now, okay? How to adjust the behavior to make it even more correct. So there are 10 skills here. There are 10 skills here for you to refer if you want to master or develop your own group and team coaching skills. So that's number 1, listening. This listening, being coached to in a one-on-one conversation. Listening here means that I listen to the client. I make the client to listen to their own words. But in a group and team coaching skill here, listening here means that I listen to the members voicing out. Meanwhile, I have the skill to lead the individual. For example, team member A listen to team member B. Team member C listen to team member A. So this is how we facilitate. It's not only I do the talking during a conversation. This listening is about leading the group together. Okay, so Mazuki, do you hear Cairo? So Anthony, do you hear Helen's? right? So this is what we do within a group itself. So being supportive. A group will definitely need to be supported when therefore they feel okay, they don't have the survival needs, or they don't have the safe needs, or even the social needs to be supported, to be involved in a group. Questionings, meta questioning, giving feedback, framing, governing, opening and closing. Oh, there's some very important things here. When you set up a conversation, do you do opening? Like this afternoon session, Masuki, he do an opening. So I believe Masuki will close this session later on by setting up a closing here. So remember, when you're in a conversation, make sure there's an opening. So what you want to catch the person's attentions during the opening itself. What the subject for today, what we want to achieve. Opening. Okay, opening can be coming up 3 questions, and closings. What will be your takeaway? I strongly recommend you, when you have a conversation, could be a learning conversations, could be a discussions, problem solving, etc. Before you end that by saying, okay, we dismiss, thank you, just ask one more questions. What is your takeaway a day? This is what we call end with high skill, end with high, what is high. So if you attend Michael Hall, any workshop, at the end, he will ask you, what is your takeaway for the day? Close the session. So do ask this question to your members, because I'm sure you want to find out, how does we spend the time together? We talk to each other. So what will be your takeaway? Is there something benefited you? So what is your takeaway for today? So my last questions to you is, what is your takeaway? What is your takeaway for today? So please reply me because I do need some feedback as well. So what is your takeaway for today? Yeah, to answer Anthony's question, yes, there's a group state inductions, definitely, yeah. So for some, while you're responding to what's your takeaway for this 1 hour sessions, okay, let me talk a little bit about the group state inductions. This is very key if you want to inspire your team. Most of we usually make it so, most of the top management, those town hall meetings are so boring because the leader, they don't know how to induce the team. So therefore, when as being a group and team coach, we need to induce the groups. So what the state you want to induce? Inspire them. Hi, good morning. Today we have a very important topic to discuss here, and we're very excited. I just do a demonstration. Inducing the state. Thanks, Anthony, for bringing this up. All right, so this is very much about my sharing for the day. I have a lot of fun here because a lot of familiar faces, yeah, sharing. And I would like to hear from you. What will be your takeaway for the day? Do give me some feedback. I see online how many people are there. So what is your takeaway for today? So meanwhile, I will be passing back to Masuki. And thank you so much for listening to this sharing.
Thank you, Elvish, for that wonderful sharing, very insightful, full of content. And I do believe for many of us, there is a lot for us to process from there. So with that, thank you very much, everyone. Let's give Elvish a big hand for such a wonderful presentation. And yes, whenever we have such a session, the key thing that we also want to get from those attending is, what is your takeaway from the session? And typically, whenever I host such a program, I will just go to everyone one by one. However, we are tight for time. Since we are tight for time, I'm going to do this one particular activity. I'm going to throw you into a breakout room, put you 3 in a room, and share with each other what is your takeaway from this session. So be ready to go into the breakout room in a short while. Just 5 minutes, very quickly, share with the people in your room what is your takeaway from this session. So let me see, 2 to 3 participants in a room. Yes, 2 to 3 people in the room. So have fun for the next 5 minutes, and I'll see you back here before we end the session. So just go ahead and share with one another. What is your one takeaway from this presentation, wonderful presentation that Elvish has concluded? So go ahead.